Stay out today. So it's really sunny. We got some things to talk about. A little bit of politics, a little bit of going on over here in America, just regular stuff. We're gonna have a discussion today. All right. Morning.
Morning, morning.
We're gonna have a discussion today, however that go. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
How you doing today? Good?
Fine, thank God. He
Yes,
woke
sir.
me
Yes,
up
sir.
this morning, gave me my blessing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to the store now, do my grocery, and on Friday I'll be 65.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Thank you, sir.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a wonderful day for you.
Yes, sir.
Today
Amen.
and Friday.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Have a blessed day.
Likewise, my brother.
So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Love my neighbors. That's what we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna say this again. I just want to add this. Like, I believe God put me in Seagate for a reason. It's because there's just good people here, and I've been asking God for a long time. And when I say a long time, I mean years. I've been asking God to put good people around me. And, sometimes a couple of good people, but this has been the most, I just feel so blessed to live here, I don't fit in with ignorant people. I don't fit in with all that ghetto bullshit. I just don't fit in with that because that stuff don't align with God. I don't fit in with that. We're going to be talking about some of that type of stuff today. But that's just stuff I don't fit in with. I don't fit in with all of this ghetto, destroy our own neighborhood, kill our own people, hate our own selves, hate every other black. I don't fit in with that. I just don't fit in. I'm just not like y'all. I can't be mad at black people because they doing, like if somebody is doing better than me, I can't be mad and hate him. That's something black people do. I just can't do that. It's not in me. I'm not like y'all. Anyway, let's have this conversation. We're going to have this conversation about, first, I want to talk about this Trump thing. It's going to take 2 seconds. I know he's like the big title of the video, but it's not going to be a lot of Trump conversation. But I just want to say something real quick. A couple of things. First, let's say I make a deal with somebody. Good morning, ladies. How y'all doing today? Good morning. Let's say I make a deal with someone and I come to an agreement with people on a thing in private. And then after we come to that agreement in private and it's made public that there's an agreement, and then those people come publicly and say there was never an agreement. How many times could somebody do that to you where you're going to still try to negotiate with them? Where you're going to still try to come to, talk with them? How many times could somebody do that to you? I'm going to say that again just so we can be clear about what allegedly happened. Allegedly. How many times can you, if you are privately making a discussion, having discussion with people, privately making a deal with people, whatever the case might be, and then y'all come to, allegedly, y'all come to some kind of agreement, and then it's made public, like to the people that know y'all what the agreement is, but when it's made public that there is an agreement, the exact agreement ain't all the way made, but it's made public that there is an agreement, maybe a principle here and a principle there on what the agreement is. And then the other side consistently says, oh, there was never an agreement. We never agreed on anything. How many times are you going to allow for people to do that to you before you say, you know what? I don't want to negotiate with you no more. There's nothing we can talk about. Allegedly, that's basically what just happened with Iran and Trump. He said he's tired of negotiating with those guys. He's tired of them coming to an agreement. And then after they come to an agreement, Iran comes out publicly and said there was never an agreement. He's tired of that. I mean, if that is what's happening, I don't know what's happening, but if that is what's happening, I'm on Trump's side. Because if we come to an agreement on something and then you go publicly and say there was never an agreement on anything, how many times can I allow you to do that? It just becomes a point where now you just playing with me. And I'm going to tell you what the Democrats are trying to do, because this is all a Democratic plan. They're just trying to outweigh Trump. That's it. They trying to just wait until they're hoping that they could last until the end of Trump's 4 years, and hopefully another Republican isn't elected, or at least a Republican they don't control, and then they could get back to business as usual. And so the French president, or whatever you call that guy, I don't know what they call those dudes over there, but anyway, Macron, the guy that's married to the dude, and anyway, he said something interesting the other day. He said, basically, I don't know if it was the other day, if it was previously, but basically, he was extremely pissed when they went and got Maduro. Now, I'm going to explain something that I've explained previously. 2 seconds, not going to be long. I just wanted to make sure that y'all didn't forget that I said this, or that this might be a thing. But those Dominion machines that the Republicans are saying were used to rig elections in America, those Dominion machines are also used in France and other places God dang it, and other places all around the world. Just so we can be clear. Sheesh. So the Dominion machines is used everywhere. So that's why you would see an individual that allegedly don't have any skin in the game, have an opinion on what the U.S. did to Maduro, because they use those Dominion machines all over the world. So think about how many people were elected, quote unquote, but really weren't elected, quote unquote, and is still holding them positions. Guess who they're going to be against? You got it. They're going to be against Trump. Why are they going to be against Trump? Because Trump is attacking every single mechanism that they allegedly use in order to steal elections. Every mechanism, he's attacking it. He's taking it down. He's tearing it apart piece by piece. I got a whole different question that I just want to randomly ask, and that is, why are we in the WHO? Why are we in the World Health Organization? I believe that we either already left or we are leaving, but why were we ever in that? I'm going to break it down. Hold on, pay attention. There's 3 global powers, right? We're not going to speak on Israel, but basically there's 3 global powers: Russia, China, America, right? World Health Organization, right? Why would America need to join the World Health Organization if they're one of the global powers? Guess who didn't join? Russia. Guess why Russia would not have joined? There's no need. You are one of the most powerful 3 most powerful nations in the world. What does another country have to give to you that you can't barter for? Explain that to me. I'm going to tell you what the World Health Organization was, but I'm going to explain it a little bit different, and I'm going to use myself as an example so y'all can see where I'm coming from. So I used to have this dude that I used to hang out with. He's a coach or whatever, right? So one of the main things that he used to try to do in order to try to manipulate me is to try to get as many people as possible to all tell the same story. Even if the story is a lie, even if the story isn't true, even if the story's made up and fabricated, he's always trying to get me in a room full of a ton of people that's going to push the same lie. That's what the World Health Organization is. Pay attention. Pay attention. This is a terrible person, by the way, the person I'm talking about. Pay attention. And this is just for y'all, just in general. Always be mindful whenever you have somebody trying to manipulate you that way. 9 times out of 10, they're telling everybody you crazy. And the real truth is they trying to manipulate you because they think they own you and because they think you they slave. That mother effer think I'm his slave. Now I don't talk to him, and he's trying to get all the preachers and all the pastors and everybody to try to get me to talk to him. I don't got nothing to say to you, fam. I gave you enough chances. Leave me alone. This is not something that's going to go away. I promise you. I'm going to die on this. Sometimes people do you wrong and don't have the slightest idea how wrong they did you. because they don't respect who you are as a person. Good morning. See, if he respected how I was as a person, he'd realize the thing that he did meant that we couldn't be friends no more, instead of thinking that he could do the thing that he did and we could still be friends. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. Also, I just want to put this out there. I'm not mad and or angry. I'm just done. With that being said, the World Health Organization, WHO, was one of the mechanisms that they were using in order to manipulate our government. NATO, another mechanism that they was using to manipulate our government. The EU, all of these things that's outside of America, that don't got nothing to do with America, is not our interest. Stop allowing for people to tell you that it's our fault that Haiti is a crap hole right now. It's not in a good situation. I was watching a video on Instagram today, and the Dominicans, Haiti and Dominican Republic, like on the same island, they don't want them over there either. You understand? And I don't know the politics over there, so I got Haitian friends that are great people, just so we can be clear. So I don't know the politics over there, but hell, there's black people I don't want living next door to me either. I'm just telling you facts. There's black people I do not want living next door to me. So please don't nobody say I got something against Haitians. I got something against people that don't know how to conduct themselves. Could we just change this conversation for 1 minute? I want to say something. Why do I keep seeing online black people being 100% in the wrong and then talking about, you better not touch me, see what happened if you touch me, while they're in the wrong? I'm going to say something, and I want to be clear about this. That's feminine behavior. I can't tell the women to stop acting like that because it's feminine behavior. But us black men, we got to stop acting like that. Yo, you touch me, see what you want. You can't create the problem and then get upset when people tell you to stop being the problem. So I hate that. And I hate that I constantly got to see that on social media. And I'm going to tell you the wildest part about all of this. I have not seen one dude say that on social media that ain't look like a sucker. Every single last one of these fools that I see starting trouble and then talking about, yo, you better not, they all look like suckers. They all look like people that if it was just them and one other person, them niggas will stay shut. I'm going to tell you something that I do. This is a fact, and I do that to this day. I'm the nicest, one of the nicest men you ever going to meet. I promise you. But this is something I do to this day. Whenever somebody talk crazy to me and they're around a lot of people, I don't say nothing. I wait until I see them on their own, and then I walk straight at them. I don't say nothing. They talk crazy. All right, you got all these people with you. Not a problem. You feeling tough now, but I know you a sucker. So when I see you and I'm out in the world and I see you and you alone, I walk straight at you. I'm not going to call no names. I'm not even going to say when it happened. But there's a super big guy that think he's super tough. God weighs me by about 70, almost probably, I don't know, by about 30 or 40 pounds, maybe 50 pounds. I'll take him though. Talking crazy to me. Was out in the street one day, yelling and screaming, mad people watching. I don't know, I think he thought I was scared of something. Whole time I'm just like, this nigga going through something. Anyway, seen him on 2 separate occasions when no one was around. Face check this nigga. What did he do? Stop. I'm not the toughest guy in the world. Don't take it like that. I'm just a regular dude. I could lose like anybody else could lose. The point that I'm making is, it's always the suckers that's talking about touch me and see what happened. It's always the suckers. We got to get that behavior out of our community. That's feminine behavior. I know when y'all doing it, y'all think y'all sound tough. To a real tough guy, or at least I'm not even a tough guy, but to a dude that know what tough guys look like, you don't sound tough. Stop it. Just walk away. If I get it, you embarrassed. I get it. And for everybody that thinks that you can threaten somebody and then say, touch me and see what happens, you're gonna lose in court just like freaking Carmelo Anthony. You're gonna lose in court because there's laws that exist. Morning.
Good morning.
All right.
You're absolutely right.
Appreciate that. Hey, I only got one. I got dog treats in my pocket. Can I break it off for them? Or can I get one?
Absolutely.
I got one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh, you came over.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll bring one next time. I'm sorry, guys. I don't got more treats. Yeah, so I'm gonna just walk around the treats. And dogs, apparently.
Yeah, clearly.
You gotta take that with him.
Oh, got it.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, now you got a dog for life.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Listen,
Yes,
you
sir.
have
Have a
great
blessed day. Pay it forward. Stupid early, and I got to do a good deed. Dumb early, fam. Let's get it. Ain't even 10 o'clock yet, is it 10? I got to do something nice for somebody, and they ain't, well, it was a dog, but this is how excited I be. Life is good. Anyway, I can't do more good stuff for people because the weirdos that don't like me tell people that I'm doing shit I'm not doing. So I can't help people more than I do, but for the things I can do, I do. Maybe people will stop listening to the weirdos one of these days. They be out here trying to manipulate the kids and everything. Like, y'all niggas is weird. God got me. Like, I'm gonna be fine no matter what happened. Like, God got me, fam. Shout out to the Most High. Glory be to God. Anyway, get back to what we're talking about. So for all of y'all that think you could say, yo, if you touch me, fam, first of all, that's a threat. I want to be clear about something because I don't think y'all understand what the First Amendment protects. The First Amendment does not protect threats. Once you make a threat, your speech is not protected. Threats are not protected. You saying if you touch me, I'm going to do something to you is not protected. Literally, at that point, when you make that threat, a person can take that like you are going to be hostile and can initiate and will probably win that in court because you made a threat. I know people can't even hear me. I know people can't even hear me. They don't even know what the Lord do. I know people can't hear me. What up, Rose Gold? Yeah. Hey, have a good day. I said Europe, and homegirl over there was about to do it back to me, but so I was actually calling to the dude. Shout out to her. She a cutie though. I think he tried to hit it. She a cutie. All right. So yeah, I'm not on no time with that, fam. Niggas got to stop doing that. Everybody got to stop trying to be a tough guy. Why can't we just be men? Like, that's the part I don't get. I don't get why. I'm going to tell you what I believe is going on right now in our culture, black culture specifically. Us as men, we're competitive. Women are competitive also, but men and women are competitive in different ways. Men's competitiveness is generally more friendly. You understand? We compete. Somebody wins, somebody loses. We laugh and joke, and then we compete again. Maybe the other person wins and the other person loses. We laugh and joke, and then we compete again. When women compete, it's different. I can't really explain it to you, but it's not that. Women compete different. I'm not a woman. I really can't give you a breakdown. I'm just being honest with you. And I don't want to say nothing disrespectful. But they compete differently. The way men compete, we compete. Somebody wins, somebody loses. We compete again. The way women compete, it seems like there might be more animosity involved there. Why is this important for me to say this? I don't know if that's true, by the way. I'm just, what I'm gleaming from what I've seen. If you want a good example, look at the WNBA. Like, they be mad at people for no reason. There's two reasons I can't watch the WNBA, and none of them has to do with the fact that they can't dunk. A lot of it has to do with they be mad for no reason. I don't know why they be mad. At least in the NBA game, when the dude gets mad at the other dude, I know why they mad. I can follow. You understand? They be mad at each other for no reason. I don't understand it. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, so I can't really get involved in anything more than just scoring of the buckets. You understand? I can't get involved with any more than that. Just the scoring of the buckets. I can't go any deeper than that with the WNBA. Because I don't understand why they be mad at each other. I don't understand why they be pissed off at each other. I don't because it be having nothing to do with basketball. So, men and women, we compete differently. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, all is great. I'm doing magnificently. Who said that? No, I'm doing magnificently. I'm doing great. I got a good life, man. I just don't brag about it. I live in the fucking part of my language. I live like in a sitcom, fam. Like, it's great area, good people. I got a pretty good life, man. I really don't got nothing to complain about. I think people complain more that I don't have things that they think I should want than I complain about not having things that I actually want. Like, there's very few things that I don't have that I actually want. Like, very few. Hold on, let's get back to what we're talking about. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm talking about the WNBA, NBA, the differences about that, and also the differences about how men and women compete, and it's just that we compete differently. So bringing it back to the arguing shit, so many of y'all dudes have been raised by women, and this is not a knock or disrespect. I'm just explaining. So many of y'all dudes have been raised by a woman, and to y'all detriment, y'all don't know how to compete with men. So y'all bump heads with other men all the time. Like, if you a man that came from my era, you can't rock with most of the stuff that these dudes is doing nowadays because it don't make sense. The music don't make sense. The unnecessary violence in the street all of the time don't make sense. Like, even if you one of them drug dealer gang dudes from back in the day, even if you're looking at the drug dealer gang dudes from now, it's like, this is silly. Like, y'all messing up y'all money. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so we don't really gravitate with the current social, I don't know how to call it, pyramid. Like, we don't really gravitate to that because it don't make sense. The people that should be on the bottom is on the top, and the people that should be on the top is on the bottom. So y'all got dudes out here who they talk tough, they act tough, they walk tough, and they hang out in packs, so people think that they tough. But in reality, these are the same dudes that once they get locked up and they get ready to go to jail, they either lying, they in PC, or they doing somebody, they washing somebody underwear. And tell me where the lie at. That's why I don't really pay attention to too much of that loud yelling. I don't want to get into a yelling match with you because, first of all, if I'm about to fight, I don't want to yell in the first place because I don't want to waste my own win. I don't want to waste my own win. So if I'm really about to square up with you, I'm not talking. I'm gonna go quiet. I'm letting you know right now. I'm gonna be concentrating on my breathing. That's what I'm gonna be doing. That's what you should be doing too. I'm gonna be concentrating on my breathing. I'm gonna get quiet. I'm not gonna be doing too much talking. I promise you. I'm not gonna be going back and forth with you over nothing. I'm gonna be hoping we could both turn and walk away and go our separate ways. Don't get it confused. But once I hear the right words that I know that this is just what's gonna happen, I'm not talking. There's no reason to talk to you. Why am I talking? So all of you dudes that's yelling and screaming and threatening people all the time, and then when you get hurt, you want to call the police. That's insanity. You guys are the problem. And I promise you, the majority of you, and this is not no disrespect because I know single mothers is out here doing the best that they can. A majority of you was raised by single women. And not just by single women, but single women who think they could do a better job than men. Now we're going to talk about God for a second. And I'm going to explain something. And I need for us all to understand this, especially the younger generation that is going to eventually have children. The head of Christ is God. The head of man is Christ. The head of woman is man. The head of child is woman. This is the divine ordinance, and it's like that for a reason. So I'm going to explain. In order for man to get to God, they got to go through Christ. I'm hoping everybody put 2 and 2 together. So when you got a household that does not have a man running that household, leading that household, I'm not saying that God ain't in the household, because the woman could be a worshiper of Christ. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the divine protection isn't over the household. Or at least the divine protection isn't over the household in the same way it would be if a man is there. And that's why they wanted to convince a lot of women to kick their husbands out of the house so they could get government assistance. Because by removing the husband, you remove the people who protect the family. They got y'all wanting a husband for everything else in the world other than protection. They got y'all wanting a husband for sex. They got y'all wanting a husband for bills. They got y'all wanting a husband for a house. But they don't got y'all wanting a husband because you need protection. Think about that. I'm going to bring up something real quick. Y'all all know who Ellen Page is, right? I'm calling them Ellen Page. We're not doing all that Elliot Page crap. That's insanity. They went and took a 5'1" little petite girl and convinced that little petite girl, or she convinced herself, I don't know, to turn herself into a male. And then they took that little petite girl and put her in a movie and casted her as a soldier. They took, and I'm going to say this with all honesty. I always thought, like, Ellen Page I wasn't like, hey, I want to bang Ellen. Nah, we wasn't on that type of time. But I always looked at her and was like, ah, she's cute. I'm like one of those weird men that could think that a female is cute without wanting to have sex with them, or think that a female is pretty without wanting to sleep with them. Like, I'm one of those weird guys that I could literally just look at. Good morning. Chilling. Have a blessed day. I'm one of those men that I could literally look at a woman, understand she's drop dead gorgeous, but not think about having sex with her. Not even into my mind. And I'm straight. That also. So I'm one of those type of men. Just so we could be clear. That's why I don't cheat. I'm not saying I've never. I'm not perfect. Even though I have never. Well, I guess I'm not going to say there was never an opportunity where I might have tried. I have never, but there has been an opportunity once or twice that I might have. But then whatever happened and I didn't. But no, I've never cheated. Not never on any woman in my life. I don't even think I've ever kissed a female if I had to do it. The guilt would mess with me too much. I feel too guilty. Like the guilt would kill me. I feel too guilty. I just feel too guilty. The guilt, it'll eat me up. I can't. It'll eat me up. And believe me, you've never seen me feel guilty about anything. If you think you have, believe me, you haven't. All I would be doing the whole entire time would be talking about the thing and apologizing. That's me being guilty, feeling guilty. You understand? It's not me trying to hide nothing. It's me being forthright. You have never seen that. So they take Ellen Page. Well, she was cute. She was cute. I mean, I don't know what more to say. She wasn't like, she was cute. I don't know what more to say. She wasn't like, she's not my cup of tea, but she wasn't ugly in no extent. She always had like a little girl body. So, I mean, whoever's interested in that type of shit, but I'm not. You, I don't know what to tell you. In any regard, so the problem that we're getting back to the issues with us in our community, but the problem that we have is a lot of these dudes, they're being raised by women that think that they know how a man thinks. Y'all don't know. We don't know how women think. Y'all don't know how men think. We're closer to knowing how y'all think than y'all are to know how we think. I promise you. And why is that? Because of the divine order. So men, all men, not just black men, but men, it's important for us to find women that don't hate men, because the foundation of why they want women hating men is so it's easier to get them to disprove of and go against God, because that's what all of this is about. You understand? That's what all of this is about, man. So we have to go out there in the world and we got to find women that don't hate men. You understand? You got to also be attracted to her, obviously, but you got to find women that don't hate men, because a woman that hate a man is going to raise your child to grow up into the street and behave like these nincompoops out there is behaving. Yo, if you touch me, yo, you better not touch me. Watch what happens. I want, if anybody ever says that, the courts need to allow for you to do what you need to do to walk away from that situation alive. Because you should be able to assume that that person has something that might unalive you. That's the point I'm making. You understand? See, when I grew up, everybody, every crew had a couple of guns, a couple of knives, a couple of guns, all different types of different weapons we carried around. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because I carried around a machete. It was about that big, maybe. It had a hatchet on this end. It had like a hammer thing on this end. It had a crowbar on the top of it. I used to stick it in my jump off like this, and I walk, and you really can't see it. I even got patted down by a cop once, and I think he just thought it was my Johnson, and he was looking for a gun. And I guess, and it was thin. It wasn't thick. It was thin. So I think because it was so thin, he didn't necessarily. It was probably about that thick. A gun would be more like that thick. You understand? It was probably about that thick. So, he didn't find it or whatever. I would have been fucked. I would have been screwed. I was out in the middle of the night buying weed on fucking. If y'all know what part of my language. If y'all know where Vietnam is in the Bronx, they got some projects in the Bronx that's so dangerous they call them Vietnam. So I was out at like 3 o'clock in the morning in Vietnam by myself. Bam! If you think I'm capping, I'm not capping. It's over there near Cortland Ave. It's between like 161st and 156 or something like that street on Park Avenue. It's called Vietnam. It's some project buildings. Anyway, yeah, so I was out there trying to buy weed. The weed man wasn't out there though, by the way, so I went out there for nothing. I was really upset about that. But it's probably good the weed man wasn't out there. Probably the weed man wasn't out there because the boys was out there. I had just gotten it. In any regard, so I go, they check me, they don't find nothing. I was lucky. Anyway, so back in the day when I was growing up, Every crew had dudes that had guns on them. We just didn't shoot every time we got into a fight because so many of us knew how to fight or realized that you got more clout off of fighting than you did. Because once you shoot a nigga, you gotta go disappear. Don't nobody want to go move. We wasn't idiots like y'all guys nowadays. Y'all people shoot people and then stay on the block forever. Back when I was growing up, somebody would shoot somebody, they might move for a couple of months or a year or two until that die down. And when I say move, I mean out of the city. So people will have weapons on them getting into whole 20-minute fights. Don't nobody pull nothing. Nowadays, the minute one of y'all suckers get punched in the face for talking crazy, then the first thing, y'all don't even got to get punched in the face. Somebody could go like this to you, and you deem that as I can now kill them. Do you understand how irrational that is? Do you know how crazy the rest of the world is looking at black people right now? Because y'all said that it was okay for that Metcalf kid to be unalive because he put his hand on another kid's shoulder. Do you understand how crazy the rest of the world are looking at black? There is no coming back from this. This isn't something we're going to come back from anytime soon. Two years ago, black people was damn near running America. Y'all allowed the damn woke crowd to drive that shit into the ground. We was damn near running America 2 years ago. But what happened? Y'all let the freaking zealots run rampant. Y'all let the crazy people take control. One, I don't think America's as racist as black people say it is. I think they're crazy. And not even black people, the Democrats. There's a lot of black people don't really think America's that racist. America is not as racist as Democrats try to lead you to believe, which is wild because now foreigners are seeing that with their own two eyes. Are there racisms? Yeah, but a lot of this stuff isn't racism. A lot of this stuff is y'all don't know how to act in public. That's what a lot of this is. A lot of this is not racism. A lot of this is you don't know how to act in public. I'm going to say something. Pay attention. When I first moved to Seagate, I had a coalition of black people at one point. This is real shit. Not just black people, but just, I guess, the people who are supposed to be the hit people in the community. So I was living here maybe a couple of months. Like I moved here in the winter. So the spring comes, I'm outside, I'm playing basketball in this park. We all playing basketball. And basically they came to me and I had to pick a side. I had to pick the side of hating white people or not hating white people. And I had told them, like right off the rip, I don't hate white people. I don't have no problem with white people. And then once that happened, a ton of the people in here turned on me. And I'm still having problems with them to this day. Because I don't hate white people. To this day, they come to the park, they tell the kids that the kids gotta hate me. So every summer, they convince the kids, they convince not all of the kids, but they convince some of the kids to hate me every summer. And this is the wild part. The kids that they convince to hate me are the white kids that they don't even like. That's the wild part. So the white kids that they don't like, that when those kids ain't around, they talking shit about them, they convince them to not like me because I don't hate white people. Understand this. And I've been standing on that since I moved here. And my daughter's half Irish. That'll be the day I just be hating white people because they white. That ain't gonna happen. Y'all better go try somebody else. I might have another kid, and as far as I know, if I have another kid, I know that kid ain't gonna be all fully black. Because I'm never gonna date another black woman. So I know that to be a fact. The way black women be treating me out here in Coney Island, never, never. I don't care. I'm gonna die first, hand to God. Hey, I took every single thing I did personally. I promise you I did. More personal than you could ever imagine. Every lie. Every lie. Every single thing that every black, I take it so personal. You have no idea. I don't even talk to them. When I'm walking down the street, I just walk around them like this. I'm that serious. I don't even talk to them. I think they think I'm scared or something. I'm not scared. I just think y'all toxic and I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Every time I come in within speaking distance of black women out here in Coney Island, they just insult me. They start yelling. They be yelling at me from across the street sometimes. I don't even know these women. They just be yelling insults from across the street. It's crazy. It'd be crazy. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to them, though. I know it ain't all women. Don't get it confused. I know it ain't all black women, but I'm not going to try. I'm not going to attempt, and I'm not going to take any risks. I don't like risks. Well, Kyra? Yeah, I don't like risks. At all. I used to love risks. I used to take risks all the time. But now, when I see that most of the people that's on my team really ain't on my team, I don't take risks no more. Yeah. A whole bunch of them. So that's why I be having mad problems over here, but I have problems with a select group of people that sometimes come to the park because I didn't want to hate white people. No other reason. Because I don't hate white people. I don't have a problem with no race of person. I have no problem with no demographic of people. I only have a problem with people that are against Jesus. If you are against Jesus, I got an issue with you. If you're not against Jesus, go about your life. I don't really care what you're doing. Yeah, I'm against those who are against Jesus. Period. If you're not against Jesus, then we could work something out. If you're against Jesus, then we are enemies to death and after. But yeah, so you have these black men that they have no impulse control because they wasn't taught that at home. And you got a lot of black women that have no impulse control. You got a lot of people in America, particularly, with no impulse control. But I want to talk about the stuff that affects my people. And I want to talk about what I've been seeing on the internet that is insane. And specifically, y'all have to move away from this Carmelo Anthony thing. Y'all have to move away from this. The boy got touched and decided to stab somebody. Don't y'all love, pardon my language, but don't y'all love calling people pussies? Y'all love it, don't y'all? Y'all love it. But y'all don't think that this is something that, pardon my language, a pussy does? Gets touched on the shoulder so unalive someone? He was eventually gonna kill someone, fam. It just so happens that the person he killed was white. He was gonna eventually kill someone. It was gonna eventually happen. For everybody that don't know, I'll tell you the part of the story that I know. If I'm saying anything wrong, put it in the chat. Allegedly, he had a friend that was under a tent of a school that he didn't go to, the Metcalf school. Just so we could also be clear, I don't even think he was supposed to be in school that day. Either he was suspended or he was just off. I'm not sure. Talking about Carmelo. Carmelo gets called under the tent, allegedly. He goes under the tent. He starts speaking. Morning. He starts speaking to some people. He's asked to leave the tent. He doesn't want to leave the tent. He should leave the tent. He should 100% leave the tent. It's not your tent. Some people came over. Good morning. Some people came over whose tent it is. They asked you to leave. I don't know why they asked you to leave. Could they have asked you to leave because of racism? Yeah, but it's not your tent. They don't need a good reason. They don't need any reason. They could have asked you to leave because they didn't like the color of your shoelaces. It doesn't matter. They ask him to leave. He turns to, I'm not going nowhere. We got to stop being stupid. We got to stop being ignorant. And we have to stop co-signing bullshit. He was asked to leave. Instead of leaving, he gave threats. And then after giving threats, he followed up on the threat. He should 100% be in jail forever. I'm tired of them letting people out. If you threaten to kill somebody and then you kill them, you should be in jail forever. You should never be free. You gave a deadly threat and then followed up on it. Why are you in public? Good morning. He's like, I don't know what that guy's doing. Why are you in public? The judicial system's job, has a couple of jobs, but one of its jobs is to keep the public safe. How safe can you be keeping the public if every time we have a killer, a murderer, a rapist, you're trying to find reasons to send them back into the community? I want us to stop freeing people that's murdering people. I want us to stop doing that so bad. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to respond. Morning. How you doing today? Good?
Good, thank you.
I can tell. Have a blessed day. Okay. I'm trying to see the yams. I'm so funny. And I'm being honest. She got some thick legs. I like thick legs. Anyway, it says, it doesn't matter. He was right to sit wherever the funk he wants. It's called the pursuit of happiness. No, he wasn't right to sit wherever he wants. It's already been confirmed, just so we could be clear, that that was another team's tent. Just because they're giving it that that indication that tent belongs to someone, that means that they are people who are welcome, meaning that there are also other people that need to ask for an invite in order for them to be welcome. And in some cases, a person might not be welcome, and then in that instance, they needed to vacate. So no, just from the fact that they're saying that the tent belonged to a side, it wasn't a public tent, it wasn't a tent that the school just put up, it was a tent that was specifically there for certain players or certain athletes, and it was not there for others. So no, you're wrong, and this is why black people are going to continue to go down on the food chain in America, because right now, y'all do know, like 2 years ago, we was at the top of the food chain. Y'all do know that, right? I don't think black people understand what I'm trying to express. We was at the top of the food chain like 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago. We was top of the food chain. You couldn't say anything about black people without a risk of losing your job. Tell me where the lie's at. You could say the most innocuous thing that isn't even important. You might lose your job. We was at the top of the food chain. Now we're at the bottom. It's because of ignorant people like that. Morning.
You all right?
Yes, sir. Chilling. How's it going?
Good, good. They were, everybody was concerned. They heard some yelling. I said he's probably just conversing with himself.
Yeah, I'm on the. Y'all need me to keep it down some?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, no, they didn't know if there was a fight here.
No.
Let me go check. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
You're making a novena,
Yeah.
as they say. All right. Well, everybody, very good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll keep it down some. My bad. Just so you know. All right, they don't. I think somebody just called them. That's like trying to troll me, and y'all thought they was gonna tell me to stop, or maybe they called. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it down some. I'm gonna talk a little bit. I'm gonna keep it down.
I was with him yesterday.
I'm good, man. Believe me when I tell you I'm good. Shout out to the Seagate Police Department. Shout out to just Seagate in general. I love living here. I'm pretty sure somebody just called them because they thought they was gonna make them be stopped or whatever. No, it's not gonna happen. But I'm also being pretty loud, so there's no telling if I'm just being loud and I really did just bother somebody. I might have. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sheldon. Yeah, I'm not going. They wasn't gonna make me. At the most, he would have just said what he said. Anyway, they actually want me to do more of these. The whole community, like the people that live here, the police, the people that run this place, they actually want me to do more videos. I want to start going and doing videos like of the stuff. Like I would love to have like a gardening thing, like we do like best gardens, like over a season or something like that. I would love to do that. I would love to do like a dog show. Like I would love to do stuff like that. I just don't know who to talk to that'll help me get this stuff together. I love to do like a dog show. I love to do like a gardening. We got over 100,000 followers over here. We can do whatever we want to do. Good morning. Yeah, we can do whatever we want to do, and it's gonna blow. Like whatever we do is gonna blow. I just gotta decide to do something. I know those people that was trying to destroy my channel. I know y'all mad, right? Hold on, let's stop everything. I just want to say something real quick. I know y'all mad because no matter how much y'all attack me, God provides everything that I need, and y'all don't know how it's happening. So y'all just randomly attacking everything in my vicinity, and God is just constantly doing for me, and while I'm doing nothing. So I know they are so mad. I know they're so mad because I'm not doing nothing. And God just stays protecting me. Kyra says, I'm glad you're still in that community, fam. I know how much I love it here. They love me, fam. Like, I don't do nothing. All praises to the Most High. Glory be to God. Jesus is King. So I know they mad because they be working overtime to like do weirdo shit to me, and they be doing stuff. But every time they do some weirdo stuff to me, God pull up. I just don't be telling y'all. Every time they do some weirdo stuff to me, God pull right up. Every time. I just don't be telling nobody. I be telling people. I just don't be telling y'all. Like some of my other friends. Some of my actual, like people I talk to on the low. Yeah, man. Fam, I'm winning. I can't even tell y'all how much I'm winning. That's how much I'm winning. I'm winning. Anyway. But nah, that whole, y'all gotta get away from that, all of that. If you touch me, I'm gonna do this to you. That's, you know who says that? Like little children say that and women say that. Like men don't say that, fam. Like that's not the way men communicate. You understand what I'm saying? That's not the way men communicate. I had some dude that thought he was tough one time talking to me. He was like this. I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, Thought it was a tough guy. He was like trying. I guess he was like trying to like you know what I'm saying. I'm just standing there like, and then back of my head is like, what's gonna happen is he's gonna become too aggressive and try to do one of those. And once I see his arms go like this, that's what was gonna happen. That's what was gonna happen. So while he's doing all of this shit, I'm just standing there waiting. I'm like, yeah. Once I see you roll up, once I see you like, you know, build up or like try to go. Good morning. Once I see you like build up or try to go hard and stepping right to the side, bang! Uppercut right to the jaw. I'm just being quiet. That's why I don't talk. As I say, shy. Stop playing it. Yeah, stop trying to punch people like that when they within like a foot of you. Like that don't make sense. Going all the way like this. Somebody's within a whole foot of you. You're going all the way like this. Why are you doing that? Your hands is already down here. Your hands is already down here. They're in the locked and loaded position. All you got to do is come up and step to the side. Like, what the hell? In any regard, yeah, so this is super wild. So this lady just came in here. I don't know. I'm just saying this because this is just the type of weirdo shit that happens. Lady just came in here. She 100% does not live here. Black lady. She just went over there, sat down, don't got no kids and nothing with her. So I'm like, why the hell is she in here? Yes, I'm black and I think the same way. Because we are a problem everywhere we go. Everywhere we go, we create a problem. Don't even be existing. We just got to be the center of attention. We create a problem everywhere we go. They probably waiting. They think the police is gonna come out here and make me move. They're not. It's gonna be pretty hard too because some of them probably watch the show, so you can't even call them up and lie. They're probably gonna be like, yeah, while watching the actual show and seeing what I'm doing. Like, he didn't do none of that. Yeah, he didn't do none of that. They lying. You can take their number down. Yo, you know you can't block your number when you call the police, right? Like, even if you block your number, then you can't block your number. Like, they can still go find out what it is if they felt like it. You can't actually block it. But yeah, yo, a lot of this, like, a lot of the problems we got in society right now is just because men can't be men. And then there's men that don't want to be men. And then there's women that want to be men. This person that says, I don't remember you, Jerry, but okay. I don't remember you, but okay. Hope you're having a good time. That's the problem with society. There's men that don't want to be men. There's women that want to be men. These are problems that we got in society, man. You got a lot of dudes walking around. They in a whole man suit. Oh, what up, show enough? They in a whole man suit. They look like a man. They in a man suit. They in a man's skin. They got man clothes on. They were born with a penis. But everything that come out of their mouth is feminine. Everything that come out of their mouth, everything they do, all of their behaviors, all of their mannerisms, feminine. Damn, I just seen a video. I don't know. That looks kind of. Good morning. Yeah, I'm talking to you. So, She look nice in white shorts. The Most High is not the author of confusion. That's a fact, man. That's the quickest way to get me out of your life. Constantly be doing something like you trying to confuse me, or constantly be doing something that is actually confusing me. I'm like, this ain't for me, fam. I don't walk right away. You could think what you want to think. You could think, oh man, I was so smart, I didn't. No, you wasn't. Probably wasn't smart at all. Because everywhere I show up, I'm only there to help. Everywhere I show up, I'm only there to help. Well, if you see me show up somewhere, I'm only there to help. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I be on it the way I'm on it. We ain't doing none of that. Freaking but that's our problem. We got too what's trying to see battery power. Yeah, we got too many of these people out here. Too many of these men out here that don't want to be men. We got all of these women that want to be freaking men, and then we got men that just don't even know how to be a man. Y'all. So I'm gonna say something. You know who black women are today? They're the aunties from the 70s and the 80s. So in the 70s and the 80s, when I was growing up, the majority of women had a husband, not a baby daddy that they lived with, not a boyfriend that they lived with, a married man that was in their home that they were married to. Almost every woman that had a family had a husband. There was no women running around with no damn husbands. Pay attention. The women that did not have a husband, those were the aunties. Those were the women who the reason why they didn't have husbands is because they were fast, because they used drugs, because they were alcoholics, because they were just untamed and no man wanted to actually deal with them for any amount of time. Y'all took the aunties that was like 5% of the black woman population and turned them into like 85% of the black women population. That's our problem. Because when growing up, what would the aunties always say? When the welfare hurt us also, but growing up, what did the aunties always say? The aunties always instructed the young girls to don't go find a husband too quick and to go play the field. What's our number one problem right now, if you ask me? Young people staying unmarried all the way until they're 30 to 35 years old. Unmarried. Not even out here trying to make a family. The aunties used to encourage the young girls to go party. Now, what's one of the biggest problems we got in our community now? What's that song that just came out from that girl? Young Miami, what's a song that just came out? So they took the auntie, the undesirable women in our family, and turn that into a thing that all of the black girls are now trying to aspire to. They turn the aunties, fam. I'm not even talking about 2026. I'm talking about for the last 30 years. So, and I'm talking about for the last 30 years. So what's your answer to that? Because I don't know why you would be thinking I'm only talking about 2026. I'm not coming at you. I'm just, why would you think I'm only talking about 2026? I'm curious about that. I'm curious. Why would you think I was only talking about 2026? Why wouldn't you think? Because I'm assuming everyone else in here realize I'm talking about a period of time, not just 1 year. Why would you think I'm only talking about 1 year? No, because he's here to start. I don't know. Might not be, but why would I only be talking about 1 year? Oh, you're just here to argue. That doesn't change what does that have to do with people wanting to have a family? So you're right. No one should ever have a family ever again. There should never be a husband. There should never be a wife because wages aren't high enough. It's too hard to make a living. So we should just stop producing as a whole entire society, right? Because that's literally the argument that you're making. We should just stop producing as a society. We should just let ourselves go extinct because of inflation and the cost of living, right? Because that's an argument that you're making. Now, if you don't agree with what I just said, then you are basically saying the argument you're making is stupid. So you got to agree with what I just said, right? That we should all just allow the human race to die off because it's so expensive to live, right? Because that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but I assume that that's your position, correct? Put it in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I love that dress on you.
I never saw anybody make a podcast before.
Oh, you know what? I would love to one day have an audience that I can speak and they can speak back and tell you to say something. So hopefully one day, maybe I can that I might not know that much about. Y'all want to put me on the game. Let's hope that happens. I'm Jack, by the way. Have a blessed day. Hello. Oh, but answer my question then. Why would you be thinking I'm only talking about 2026? And two, then you must also believe that that we should just, good morning, that we should just die off, right? Because it's so expensive, right? It's so expensive. We should just let the whole entire human race die off. We should do nothing about it. See what happens when you just admit that the person, you know what, you're right. And then you explain to the people what will happen with them being right. And then it's absolute chaos. And now they don't want to comment. Imagine saying that, yo, you know what? We should just let the whole human race die off because, you know, we can't make families because it's too expensive. I didn't say you went anywhere. What are you talking about? You must have really went somewhere and thought I said you went somewhere. You should just let the whole human race die off. You should let everybody die. The whole human race gotta die off. Every single person in the human race. Because it's so expensive to live. We just gotta let everybody die. Because we can't have no more families, no more babies. Let's just take all the old people and throw them in the river. That's what we should just do because it's so expensive, right? Oh, woe is me mentality, right? Let's go walk over to the other spot for a little while. The whole woe is me mentality. Woe is me. We gotta let the whole world go be destroyed because it's so expensive to live. We gotta all just die. Gotta all just die. I'm talking about, yo, you know what? We need to start having families again because that's gonna help society. And you're saying we can't have families. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Chilling. Beautiful day. And you're like, oh, we can't have families and do stuff like reproduce. It's so expensive. Something that has zero to do with what I'm talking about. So I'm engaging you, and I'm giving you the energy that you want when you said something that has zero to do with what I'm talking about, because you just want to argue. That don't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, man. The cost of living has zero to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people loving one another. I'm not even talking about people being able to afford one another. I'm just talking about people at the most base level caring about each other. That's what I'm discussing. I don't know what you discussing. It's too expensive to care about people. We can't care about people anymore. It's too expensive. And this is the type of, this is the type of stuff y'all want me to engage with. This kind of foolishness. Telling you, man, this is, all that is beta male. Like, not trying to shit on you, but that's beta male thinking. Because men don't think I don't got enough money to do something. Men think I'm gonna do a thing and I'm gonna figure out how to make it work on the way. That's what men think. We don't know how we're gonna get it done, but it gotta get done. Turn around like, yeah, that's how men think. We don't know how it's gonna, is that not right, fam? Have a blessed day. We don't know how it's gonna get done, but it gotta get done. That's how men think. Women don't think like that. Women think about all of the things that could go wrong. Women think about all of the things that could go wrong. Men think even if everything go wrong, we still got to get it done. It's two different ways of thinking. And that's also important. That's also a good reason why man does need a good woman. Because a good woman is going to prevent us from killing ourselves sometimes. From accidentally unaliving ourselves. A good woman save us from time to time. But that's why a good man needs a good woman. No, I'm not exaggerating, fam. You brought up something that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. And I'm giving you that energy back. That's what's happening. That's it. You brought up something that had nothing to do with what I was talking about. So I wanted to show just how silly the whole concept was. And I had fun while I was doing it. So what's your issue? That's crazy though. They tricked that Ellen Page, yo. Sometimes I feel bad for Ellen Page, but I don't really feel bad for Ellen Page. But I feel bad for Ellen Page because I could just imagine the only reason why I would think that somebody would do it to themselves is that they went through some just absolutely terrible stuff. Just some traumatic stuff. So I feel bad for Ellen Page. Just being honest. I can't even imagine what that person went through to make them want to do that to themselves. The fuck? That's crazy. To make them want to do that to themselves. Like, I can't imagine. Just being honest with you. Couldn't imagine. And I think that that's kind of not with all of these people, but with some of these people, I think that we have to. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Chilling. How you doing today?
Doing good, thank you.
Excellent.
Hope you're doing blessed.
I'm there, yes, ma'am. It's a blessed day.
Good job. Have a nice day.
You also. So, yeah, so I don't know. I feel bad for some of these because I don't know what could happen to a person that make them want to change their whole entire beast. Like, when y'all learn more about, see, this is the problem. I'm going to tell you what the real problem is. We got too many, well, one of the problems that we have in America. We got too many people that's running around talking about how they got degrees and diplomas and all of this shit. And they got degrees and diplomas and stuff that don't matter. They went and got, so in colleges, for everybody that don't know, you could basically make your own curriculum nowadays. Like, there's colleges that you go to and you don't even have to choose any courses that matter. You could choose whatever courses and get whatever kind of bullshit ass diploma and degree. That's how these colleges is working. So you got people going to these colleges, they're choosing whatever bullshit ass courses, and then they graduating with a whole bunch of nonsense that can't even work in the real world. And then they're going to have a conversation with you about something that they know nothing about. And they're going to basically say that they're right because they got a degree and you don't. So that's a big problem that we have in America. Because, listen to why I'm saying this. When you go into not the first level of psychology so much, but when you start taking like the second and third courses, like not like one-on-one, like the first class, but when you start like taking like the second and third classes, one of the things that they're going to start telling you, like as you going through, you know, getting, you know, higher degrees of education in psychology, one of the things that they're going to tell you is that trauma reshapes the brain. That's one of, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying trauma causes you to act different. I'm saying trauma could reshape the brain. Depending on the trauma that you go through, what kind of trauma it is, how long the trauma is happening, how consistent it is, or whatever it is, it can literally, good morning, it can literally reshape your brain. You understand? So a lot of so a lot of these people out here, y'all seeing going through these drastic changes, doing all of this weirdo stuff to their body, all of this crazy stuff. I'm calling it what it is. I don't care what anybody think. A lot of these people, they've been traumatized so bad that their brains have been rewired, like completely rewired. This guy said, would you start a family broke? How do you think they used to start families back in the day, fam? How you think they used to start families back in the day? You think back in the day when people were sharecroppers? You think back in the day when... How do you think they started families back in the day, fam? Matter of fact, I'll just walk the other way because I don't know this guy. I walk down that way when I get ready to go back. So I don't really know this guy. I think he's here for lunch though or some shit. So you slow. You know how many of us wouldn't be here if our great-great-grandparents thought? You know how many of us wouldn't be here if our great-great-grandparents thought, man, I don't got a pot to piss in. I'm not going to reproduce. You know how many of us wouldn't be here? When we came out of slavery, you know how many black people didn't have nothing? Imagine if they decided not to start families. You know how many people wouldn't be here if people rated to make money in order to start families? You probably wouldn't be here. You know how many people living with their parents when they have their first kid? They don't have no job, no nothing. So what are you talking about? Not everybody is waiting to go make it rich to build the family, fam. That's imagination. Saying something else that's crazy. They just say crazy stuff. They just be trying to just say the opposite of whatever I'm saying. That's it. They're not interested in doing nothing else except for saying the opposite of whatever I'm saying. Good morning. And then while doing that, they're usually just saying absolutely insane things that don't make sense and also has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. You know how many of us would not be here if our parents thought, you know what, let me make sure that I can make a living before I had kids? You know how many of us wouldn't be here? You know how many of y'all wouldn't have older brothers if your parents thought that? They might have you, but your brother wouldn't be alive. You know how many people start having kids when they don't have nothing? Oh, shoot, I just noticed somebody sitting in this car. My bad, fam. You need me to move down? You need me to move down? My bad. I just he was sitting in the car. I just noticed it. Dang, that lady just looked like she just came from leg day and arm day and back day. These guys, they say stuff that don't make any sense. You know how many people is on public assistance right now? So you know how many kids that you don't think should be born because their parents can't make money? Think about that. Think about all the kids you don't think should be alive because their parents don't have good jobs and can't make money because they on public assistance. Think about how many kids you don't think should be alive. Think about how many families you don't think. See, this is what happened when you just saying the opposite of whatever I'm saying just to be saying the opposite of whatever I'm saying. You end up saying some bullshit. No, those people should be alive. Yes, I'm very happy that when my great-great-grandparents had nothing, they still decided they wanted to build the family that made my great-great-grandparent, that happened to make my great-grandparent, that made my grandparent, that made my parent, that made me. Yes, I'm happy about that. I told you, they just say stuff that don't make no sense. And then they want me to talk about it, and it also don't got nothing to do with what we talking about. Whenever you see somebody come in here and say a question that's like one of those questions they asked Trump, they're not here for no good. Whenever you see somebody come in here and ask a question that don't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, they not here for no good. They're not here for no good. And I said what I said, and you can leave. I don't do this for views. I don't do this for comments. I'm literally just doing this right now because I just got up this morning and felt like it. That's it. I'm not doing this for views. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for nothing. I just got up this morning and felt like it. You can leave. Look, another question that makes stupid. How is what working for the... You're not making any sense. You got to write your whole question down in order for me to respond to another thing. Because your questions don't make any sense. You got to write your whole question down. How does what help the black community? How does what? I don't care about the black community. I care about Christ's people. I care about the people who love Jesus Christ. Every single thing that I'm saying is for the benefit of the people who love Jesus Christ. If you're here because you only want to hear stuff that's going to help black people, you're on the wrong page. Because I'm here for the people for Jesus. Am I clear? I hope I'm clear. I'm here for Jesus's people. I'm not here for no one else.
I'll tell you to all people.
Facts, man.
You got to remind them that man was here before money. Money is an illusion.
Boom.
Yeah, that shit's not real. They what you call it, they wait. That's why you can't get no food. When the down here, they killed. They took all the people on the trees so you can't eat.
Boom.
They taking the water from you purposely and selling it back to you so you got to pay the drink.
Boom.
And then they're going to tell you you shouldn't have kids because you can't pay for it. That's
Damn! You are smart. I fucks with you, fam.
God give us everything for free. All the food, everything on the earth you can eat till you fat in the face and never have to be hungry again. They're purposely taking it from you and then trying to charge you to live.
You're a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, and it's not for us to associate to that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make that the norm. You got to pay to live. Just when did they have to do that? Our grandparents grew up on these lands. My grandparents, my family from Alabama, they got land from their grandparents. They never had to think about where they gonna live at. They just live here and eat off this land.
Fam, I got a whole city named after my family in North Carolina.
God bless. That's what we're supposed to be at, bro. I feel like a lot of stuff down south we missing out on, bro. We came up here trying to get away from things and it's stuff like that. But you go back down there, you're not gonna, where do I get a job at so I can find somewhere to rent? It's not like that. You're gonna live with your family. And
That's a fact.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's a fact.
You know, a lot of this stuff is they took our community from us. So, I mean, we have big families. They try to make you split them up. They try to make that like not a good thing. Kids leave the household too soon. It's a lot of stuff in that shit, bro. There's a lot to break down to that. But a lot of people don't. They just go with whatever's on TV, and then they try to make that the regular. In the cartoons that have, you see multiple household families. People got the regular, but that's not what the norm is. You know what I'm saying? People gotta pay attention to what's normal and what's not.
I don't know if y'all can hear him. Hold on, fam. Let's just pass. I don't know if y'all can hear him, but he's dropping jewels. But he's dropping jewels. He's adding even more to than what I was talking about when that weirdo said you can't have a family unless you already got like money and stuff like that.
They print money. Money isn't backed by any gold or anything at all whatsoever. They make it's called fiat. They put fake notes in the bank and then go make the money worth stuff by going to war. Like money is nothing. All the food, everything that we need, It's here for free. Animals grow for free. Fruits and vegetables grow for free, and that's all you need to eat and survive. And there's land. There's enough land for everybody. Every person on earth could fit in the state of Texas if they fucking wanted to.
Boom.
What they're doing is trying to give you a new norm where you have to pay to live. And once you start to subscribe to that, that's when you lost, bro. That's not that's not for you. That's not for us. You people that are born here, we were born given everything. How you gonna take us? Earth is your mother. When we said there's no female trees no more, you can't even go outside and get nothing to eat. That's the problem. Once people start fighting that, then we have a thing. Food should be a civil right, like a human right. Food should be a
I want to add something to that no female trees thing. Male trees is why it gives off the antihistamines, and that's why we got allergies in the first place. If they had the female trees pull out the thing that shoots down the freaking pollen in the sky, and it
purposefully took them so that we can't eat. So you can't just come outside and grab an apple off a tree or orange and shit like that. You gotta go to the store and pay money. They're trying to like trick the whole world into getting on this money system when it's an illusion.
and that's why our fruits don't have seeds anymore.
Yes, because you don't want you to be able to grow it for yourself. That's the biggest trick that they did. The seedless fruit as like a convenience. The purpose of a seedless fruit is so that you cannot grow it yourself. So, but if you don't cook it, you never need it for nothing. That's it. Whoever feeds you controls you.
That's a fact.
That's the end of the deal. And they're making it so that they're the only ones that feed us. You literally can't. You used to be able to walk outside. There used to be berries all down the street on the ground over there. They're gone. Everything is gone. All of the water. So they make a data centers to match that we drink up all type of water. That's their friends. Good morning, boss. How you feeling? He come out every morning with the dogs. I'm gonna take it aside, but we know what's going on, bro. Tell people to be aware, bro. Do not feed into it just because that's what's in the movies. And that's another thing, but Hollywood and television. What that really is for is to change your core memories, right? So they give you the stuff on television and tell you it in school so that it feels like it's part of that's what it's supposed to be. But it's not, bro. Just because on TV everybody has a job and all the families have are well-to-do, middle-class families that are able to pay for all these things. It makes you feel like you need that and you want that. In reality, the fact that most of us are beneath the poverty line, man. There's the wealth of the nation is this big. Everybody else is worthless. You know what I'm saying? If we all just stuck together and shared everything, that's it. Money don't exist, and we win automatically, bro. Love over power and hate.
Have a blessed day, fam.
I appreciate you being out here telling people the truth, bro.
Appreciate you.
Come on, Joe. Oh, I'm on the other side now.
So is homeboy in here still trying to argue with me about the fact that dude right here shot down? He erased his comment. He erased his comment. When he heard the other dude coming over here co-signing everything that I was saying, he erased his comment. Told you this is how they give it up. They say stuff in my chat that don't make sense because what they want you to do is they want you to think I don't know what I'm talking about. So they'll say stuff in the chat that don't make sense. And then they'll start saying more stuff on top of the stuff that don't make sense, So in order for me to make any of that stuff make sense, it's going to be impossible. So everything that I say, if I try to go down that area and try to have a discussion with them, it's going to sound crazy. So you see when dude pulled up and started one, co-signing what I was saying, and two, started making points that I wasn't even making, you seen what they had to do. They had to leave and delete their comment. These people ain't for nobody's good, fam. These people ain't for nobody's good. All they want to do is see us in dissension, arguing amongst each other, warring with each other, beefing with each other, having problems with one another. They don't want to see peace. You understand? So whenever anybody is coming forward and trying to express in a way that hopefully we could try to come together and end some of our trivialities, what happens is they try to come up and try to make that sound crazy because they don't want peace. They work for Satan. Why do you think that there's certain people that I say I don't? So there's an individual that's constantly trying to be cool with me that I'm never going to talk to again. I don't. Oh, you rewrote the comment. What was the comment you rewrote? So there's an individual I don't want to have nothing to do with. But he's constantly trying to convince people that I know to hopefully talk with him. I'm not going to talk with him. Number one reason, I believe him to be dishonest. Number two reason, I already know that the only reason why the person wants me to talk to them is so people don't understand how terrible of an individual they are. So basically, the more I stay away from this person, and the more people get to meet me and not know me through that person's effed up eyes, but me for real, the more what they say sound like bullshit. So they looking bad now because they've been talking crazy about me for no reason. But now people are getting to meet me, and people are getting to know me, and people are getting it. Now people are turning around and understanding that this person is a liar, and this person is trying to be like an upstanding person in the community, but they said a lot of things about me that are just false. You understand? Now people are seeing this person is a liar. Why would I talk to you? That don't make sense. I'm gonna let you lay where you. I'm gonna let you lay at where you fell. Stay there. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, but I don't want to deal with you. Why the heck is birds always flying directly over my head? Like, that happens a lot. Like, is this just something that's out here in Coney Island, or is it just really something that's constantly only happening to me? Sheesh. At first, because it never happened to me before I came out here too tough. Or maybe I never noticed it. Because I'll be scared they're going to shit on me. I'm be honest with you. I'm like, is that bird going to crap on me? The hell they keep flying over the top of me? Good morning. Okay. She's gonna blow me a kiss at first and shit. She had to stop us. Let's go. Yeah, man. All this shit is crazy, man. People are weirdos, man. But yeah, that's why I just don't talk to people. I just leave people alone. I don't mean nobody no harm. I'm not coming for you. Nothing I'm trying to do to you or nothing like that. But I'm smart enough to know. I've been around enough to know what a narcissist is. All right? You got to leave those narcissists alone. You got to avoid them. The first thing narcissists are going to do is try to get in good enough with you so they could go tell other people who you are. So those people never meet you. Those people never know who you are. They never meet you. They've never, even when they meet you, they never met you. You understand? Because they only seeing you through the eyes of this narcissist. They not seeing you for your behavior. So they never gonna meet you. So that's why people who I meet through narcissists, not all the time, but some of the time, how you doing? Not all the time, but some of the time, when I stop dealing with the narcissist, I just stop dealing with them. They never knew me anyway. It don't matter. They never knew me. They thought I was a person that I wasn't. So they never knew me. I'm not losing anything. They wasn't my friend. They was the narcissist friend who helped the narcissist treat me badly. They were never my friend. And you have no idea how personal I take these things. I promise you, you have no idea. I tell this story just so people can understand. When I was about 3 years old, somebody lied to me about something. When they was on their deathbed, I reminded them. And that was more than 30 years later. I'm not the guy that's gonna forgive you for doing evil to me. I'm not that guy. And it was a relative. Yeah, triangulation. And it was a relative. And I reminded them about it with their kids in the room. And I was ready to fight. I'm not that guy. Yeah, that's what he always trying to do. He trying to like surround me, He'll tell people something that's not true and then try to surround me by those people and then try to get those people to tell me that the thing that ain't true is true. So now I don't fuck with them. Because that's all that's happening with me. Once they doing that, I'm sitting there like, I can't fuck with these guys. I know y'all think y'all tricking me into something, but you're not. Hello. I know y'all think y'all tricking me into, you're not. I'm just sitting here thinking about how I'm not your friend no more, and I'm not your friend no more. I may still see y'all guys every day for the next 5 years, but I know that you not my friend, and I know that you not my friend. And I'm going to deal with you that way. The minute somebody does that to me. Narcissists are the worst, man. They're the worst. What time is it? Anyway, forget that. Yo, that Ellen Page shit is hilarious, though. I'm just going to be honest with you. That Ellen Page thing, that is just so funny. That is so funny. I'm going to tell you what I think is going on with her right now. I'm going to tell you how come she got that Odyssey role, I think. So, this whole woke agenda is going down the toilet. It's screwed over. So, basically, what's been happening in Hollywood, for everybody that hasn't been paying attention, they ruined, like, tons of movies that I wanted to see. Just absolutely ruined the movies. So anyway, what's been happening in Hollywood is this. You have the woke agenda that they're pushing. Stupid hard. They've been fucking sick of this. They've been pushing this woke agenda. I gotta move over this cross the street for a minute. I think somebody over there smoking behind the thing. So they've been pushing this woke agenda. I gotta face this direction because this is the direction the sun is in. Yeah, I want to smoke cigarettes. So the woke agenda ruined a lot of movies, right? Boom, boom, boom. It is what it is. The woke agenda has to do with the LGBT stuff. It has to deal with the women being just as good as men, women being just as strong and powerful and whatever as men. That's just not what it is. Stuff like that. And anyway, it's destroyed Hollywood. For everybody that don't know, a ton of movies have been doing terribly. Now, why does it matter now? Let me go see if that person knows. Now, why does it matter now when it hasn't mattered in the past? Easy. USAID doesn't exist anymore. So this is what I believe has been happening in the past. What I believe is this. USAID and other democratic sources that was pushing the woke movement have been buying tickets to movies for years, by the way. And when I mean years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Years they've been doing this. This is not anything that's new. They take a movie that they want to push the agenda of a movie. They run the numbers up on the movie. And then now that makes other people go see the movie and give the movie credence. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes any sense? So USAID doesn't exist anymore. A lot of the mechanisms that don't exist that was donated money for the Democratic Party. So now they can't do that to these movies anymore. So now the movies have to actually be good. So now a lot of these movies that are just propaganda machines, what's happening is they're not getting the fake inflation. And since they're not getting the fake inflation, you're getting the real numbers. And the real numbers are just looking bad. That's what's happening. So as far as the Ellen situation, I'm calling her Ellen. She ain't no damn Elliot. As far as the Ellen situation is concerned, what I think happened was they convinced her to get they did that shit to her brain. They messed her brain up. They convinced her to get this change. And one of the number one things that's been happening that they're not telling you is a lot of these people that are getting these changes, they're resenting it after like a year or two. This is what's happening. And I don't know if the women so much, I hear about the women, but mostly about the cutting the breasts off and now they want to have babies and they can't. But the men are actually going through maybe worse than the women, because a lot of these men that went through those transitions, good morning, a lot of these men that went through that transitions, they can't have no kids. I mean, pardon me, they can't have sex. Ever. Like they whole thing, like their whole thing, it don't work. It don't work. Like they hold everything they got going on. They can't have sex no more. And a lot of those guys are unaliving themselves. They're not telling you this. Like, it's out there in the world. Don't get this confused. But they're not telling you this. Why are they hiding it? So what I believe is this is their last big, strong push in order to get this particular agenda moving. And I'm not going to lie to you. I seen Ellen Page, and she looks sad. And she looks like somebody that made a decision that they regret. Just facts. So I don't feel bad for her, but I feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her because she didn't make the stupid decision, but I do feel bad on her that she was preyed on. I feel bad for her on that. That I feel bad for her, that she was preyed on. And they did that to her to make her mess her up, to make the decision. But she was cute. Like, she wasn't nothing that I wasn't attracted to her to no way to be like, you know. No, but she was cute. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. She was cute. Definitely not like, she was cute. I guess she was short. I like short girls, I guess. But nah, it wasn't nothing. She had a boy like, she had a body like a little boy, like a freaking 13-year-old or some shit. Oh, hell no, I would never. I don't know. So you know that they was doing her dirty in Hollywood, because those are some perverts. So that's what I think happened. I think that she was just abused, and because of the abuse, she received trauma, and because of the trauma that she received, she decided to go the route that she decided to go. And I feel bad for her. I'm just keeping it in the set. I feel bad for all of those people that's like that. Like, I know how it is to have people working on you. You know? I've had more than once in my life that I had people trying to work on me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to convince me of things that ain't real being real. You know what I'm saying? I know how it feels to have people working on you. I know how it feels when it's not working, and I know how it feels when it is working. So I know how it feels, not for that, just so we can be clear for other shit, but I know how it is to have people working on you. I get it. And that's why I don't like narcissists. Because those are generally the people that's working on you. Those are the people that work on you. Narcissists. So I don't like it. I'm over here. So every time something is removed from my life, God brings something better. Like 100% of the time. So I'm sitting here thinking, the next one he sent is probably going to be super incredible. And I'm super patient, so I'm gonna wait. So I'm saying, that is hands down the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life, though. And and it's not close. So I don't think God is God of miracles. If you bring me somebody that's not as attractive, but just a better fit, I guess. I don't know. Good morning. Got a lot to pick. I got a lot to pick. This way. Definitely not gonna be black. I promise you that. That's not even an option. Just because I'm that petty. Yeah, I got a lot of women to pick from that guy that's already like I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This is real talk, real shit. If I wanted to have a woman tomorrow, I can. Not just a woman, but if I wanted to have a woman tomorrow that owned her own house, had her own car, stuff like that, I 100% can. Not only that, but like it's like choices. It's not even like choices. And I really can't explain this, but it's like they're like choices. Some of them are still, young enough to have a kid or two. It's choices. You understand what I'm saying? Remember, there's people who see me every day and know my character. They're not imagining that I'm saying things and I really mean something else. They're not pretending that I'm saying things and I really mean. They like literally just see me and they're taking me for who I am. They're not pretending. They haven't had a narcissist tell them that I mean things that I don't mean. So yeah. So yeah, that type of time. I think I'm gonna spend today cleaning my crib. I think I'm gonna go home, play video games for about an hour, and then I'm just gonna spend the day cleaning my crib. Go play basketball a little later. Maybe I'll go see if the kids want to play want to live stream a game or two of theirs. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but no. There's a pretty big pool for me to choose from. Just being honest, most of them got their own shit. Right, I'm not talking about most of them got their own shit. Pretty big pool for me to choose from. And a good deal of them aren't American. So that's also a plus. What in the hell? Why is birds always fighting crows and crows always fighting birds? Crows are just, I want a crow so bad you have no idea. I just seen a bird chase a crow, but I'm assuming the crow was fucking with the bird first. Part of my language. I'm assuming the crow was messing with the bird first. Crows is allegedly. Yeah, so every time God takes something from me, or every time I don't accept something that God tells me is for me, He always sends something better. Think about it. I've been live streaming for a long time. Think about every time I lost something, I got something better. Think about it. I was living with my pops. I stopped living there. I ended up moving into a hotel. I lost that, and now I live in a gated community on the beach. I used to have to go to the supermarket all the time where people harass me. I prayed to God. I said, I don't want to have to go to the supermarket no more because I'm tired of the people in the community harassing me. And basically what was happening was I'd go into the supermarket and people would see me going into the supermarket. It wasn't just the supermarket, just so we could be clear, it was any store around here. So then they'll follow me into the store and harass me and then try to make it seem like everywhere I go, I'm a problem. So I'll just be in the store minding my business and they'll just come up to me and just start harassing me randomly. So I prayed to God that I don't got to go to that store no more because I don't want to go to the store. And what did we do? Now I'm at the pantry. You know what? That's probably why what happened. Good morning. God told me, Jesus. Good morning. So I say what I said, and then as soon as I said what I said, a fine shorty is just standing across the street. Just came outside randomly. She fine too. She fine. Is that her boyfriend or her brother? I don't know. I'm gonna see the hug. I don't know. Might be a boyfriend. Might be a boyfriend. But anyway, back to the other thing I was talking about. So every time God sends me something better. So there's a particular person or whatever, and I wasn't even thinking about the individual. And then for some reason, I just started thinking about the individual, prayed on it. You know, God gave me the go ahead. And then other stuff started happening outside the person. It had nothing to do with the individual. None of this has anything to do with the individual. The individual is a great person, as far as I know. I mean, I know the person so well. So this is nothing bad, nothing negative. I've never said nothing negative about the person at all. But people that troll me on the channel contacted the people and told them that I've been saying negative things. So I think they're crazy. Just so we could be clear. Like I literally, before that, I didn't think they were crazy, but now I do. Just so we could be honest. Anyway, so before all that happened, I prayed to God. God said that this was something that he wanted. I didn't think that it was a good idea for me to do because I don't want a wife. I want a wife, but I want a family. So if I get involved with somebody, I want to be able to be embraced and I want to embrace their family. Like, I don't want to be with, I don't have a family. You understand? So I don't want to be with somebody that I can't embrace their family. I don't want to be with somebody who, you know, their family treat me badly. So we're together and we're happy together, but we can't be a family because their family treat me bad. You understand what I'm saying? So I saw that was going to be the energy. So I prayed to God to send someone else for me. So, you know, maybe that's what's going on. Just so we can be clear. Yeah, so I don't. Morning. Like, yeah, like I want a wife, don't get it confused, but I don't, that's why I'm not going to date no black women, because I already know what comes with being in one of those. I already know what comes with that. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't want that type of hostility. I don't want to be dating somebody that maybe they madly in love with me, but now I got to fight with their family until we die. For the rest of my life, I got to fight with their family over nothing. The stuff that don't even make sense. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be involved in that. I'd rather, you know, date somebody that either you have zero family, like I don't got zero family. I hope that's not the case. But I'd rather that if I can't have be with somebody who, you know, I can't get along with their family. I don't care how much I love you. If the family is an issue, then, you know, you're gonna be unhappy. I don't care what I think about you. If the family is an issue, that means us being together is gonna hurt your life. So I just wouldn't do that. Unless you're gonna up and just totally abandon your family, and I wouldn't want you to do that. So, with that being said, I'm wondering who God is gonna send now. Hope she knows how to cook. I mean, obviously, I have to be attracted to her. Or that's just, I'm just not going to do it. But I hope she knows how to cook. But most likely, I'm going to die by myself because I'm not going to date anybody that's been ran through. So most likely, I'm going to die by myself. I'm not dating nobody that's been ran through. And I don't care. I'd rather die. Like, literally, I'd rather die. I know what the Bible says about females that's been ran through. I'd rather die. If they taught the Bible appropriately in churches, females would rather die than be ran through. They don't teach relations appropriately in church no more. Like, I stopped going to this church down there because they had some people that were supposed to be teaching Bible study, and I only can sit there but so long and hear you say shit that's not true. I only can sit there but so long and hear you say stuff that the Bible ain't saying. I only can sit there but so long. You got all those people around that don't know nothing about the Bible. They taking what you say at face value. They love you. They believe you telling them the truth. They trying to find Jesus. I get it. But the minute y'all pretended like y'all brought me to Jesus, like I haven't been going to churches and haven't had Jesus in my life, like basically my whole entire life, the minute y'all did that, I didn't trust you no more. Because if you can't look at me and see the way that I carry myself and see that Jesus is in my life, then that means that there's something going on with you. It's not hard to tell. Like, everybody else can see that Jesus is in my life, except for the people that's in the actual church. Sounds like manipulation to me. It sounds like you wanted to be able to go tell people that whatever good deeds I was doing is because of you. That you led me to these good deeds. Even though I've been on the internet doing good deeds for 7-8 years before I even met you. Morning. You want to make it seem like I'm only doing good because of you. Even though I've been on the internet 7-8 years before I even knew you as a person, doing similar things, and in some cases more. No, I get it. You have no idea how much I get it. Morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right, chilling. Have a blessed day, man. What's up?
You too. Which name your
BBN Network.
YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Which name?
BBN Network.
BBN Network.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day. Bam. Only people I got problems with is black people and the people who associate with them. I ain't no problems with nobody else. Everybody love me, man. Only people I got problems with. And I don't really got problems with them. They got problems with me. They just walk around and try to figure out a way to have issues. I don't know what to tell you. People are crazy. Yeah, they just walk around and try to figure out ways to have issues with me. Shit is crazy. remember, I got them weirdos on that come and watch my page and then go tell people I'm saying things I'm not saying. That's how you know who your real friends is. Watch who come back to you with the craziest lie. That's how you know who your real friends is. Imagine considering somebody your friend. I'm going to say something. And I'm going to put this out there because I'm going to put this out there. So I'm done with it. Morning. All right? But imagine, pay attention. Imagine call coming. Good morning. Imagine you get on your live stream one day and you say, oh, this person is an amazing person. You say positive thing about them, about positive thing about them, positive thing about them, about positive thing. You're saying nothing but positive things about them. Right? You're talking about how smart they are. You're talking about how beautiful they are. You're talking about how great they are. And then your mother comes over to you and says, stop disrespecting my daughter. And you be like, what are you talking about? And then they say, somebody told me that you was on your channel disrespecting my daughter. You ain't never said nothing. You have never not only said not anything negative about this person on live, you've never said anything negative about this person in your life. Like every time you've ever said anything about this person, speaking about this person, referencing this person or anything like that, it's always been this person is the bee's knees. This person should be this to the center of my life. You're talking like that. This person is the most beautiful, smartest, greatest individual. This person is perfect. And then while you're talking about the person like that, somebody goes and tells their mother that you're talking about the person crazy. And then their mother comes up to you and says, stop insulting my daughter. Now, who should think who's crazy? That's literally the only time in my life that I could remember being spoken to crazy and being threatened because I spoke well about a person. And just so we can be clear, I spoke more glowingly about that person than I spoke about probably 90% of the positive things that I've said about anybody in my life. Maybe only 90% of the things that I said about people are under that. Like, that's in the 10 percentile of me talking about how incredibly dope a person is. That's in the 10 percentile. Like, now, how would you feel when the mother comes up to you and tells you that you've been disrespecting her daughter when all you do is tell the whole world about how beautiful the daughter, whenever the comment, and you don't even really say the name or anything, but how beautiful the daughter is, how smart the daughter is, how perfect you think the daughter is, how you don't think that there's any woman on the planet more perfect than this person in any way, shape, or form, and then the mother comes up to you and say, why are you disrespecting my daughter? What do you do with that? Like, what do you do with that? Can somebody tell me what you do with that? Like, what do you do with that? Like, where do you go with that? Like, this lady is not waiting for no bus. Every bus has done passed, and she just standing over there in the corner. Like, what do you do with that? If somebody could tell me what you do with that, put it in the chat, because I would like to know. Now, I don't know what clips they took, stitched together out of context. I have not the slightest idea. I don't even, to be perfectly honest with you, they probably didn't even show them anything. They just said that I did a thing and just lied. Monitoring spirits are real. That's a fact. That's why I keep telling you these people work for Satan. Fam, is that not crazy? Just put it in the, who thinks that is crazy? Would you be mad if somebody spoke about your daughter like she was the greatest thing that God has ever created? Would you then think that they're bad? Like this person is talking about your daughter like she's the greatest thing that God has ever created. Like God is never gonna make anything better than this woman. And then the mother comes up to you and say, stop disrespecting my daughter. I need somebody to explain that to me. Morning. Spiritual warfare is real, but we do not wrestle against flesh. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places and morning.
All right, boss.
All right, high places and principles, powers of darkness. That's a fact. All this is spiritual warfare. Yo, got a question.
Yes, sir.
If somebody, do you think that a mother should be upset if somebody said that their daughter is the greatest thing God has ever created and ever will create, and all they do is talk positively about the girl, about the woman, and talk about how great she is, how smart she is, how beautiful she is? Do you think that a mother should want you hurt or bad things to happen to you? Yeah, there's a mother that want to get the cops on me and stuff like that. Huh?
Scooby-Doo?
That's crazy,
I
right?
mean, you know, in essence, no. But depending on the semantics of the situation, in other words, what led up to that?
Nothing. You was just saying, you were just having a conversation. Somebody asked you, like, you know, is there anybody you're attracted to? And you was like, yeah, there's this amazing girl. And then you just talked about how she was amazing and moved on.
Is she underage?
No.
Grown woman.
Yeah.
Maybe she's jealous.
Ah!
No peanut butter.
You must put on the whole fam. Do you know how I keep telling y'all the problems I have don't make sense? Because the problems I have don't make sense. All of them are imaginary. All of my problems and issues are people on the internet that don't like me for whatever the reason, that I've never met a day in my life, contacting people where I live at, telling them lies, and then the people that where I live at following through with the lies. That's literally like 90% of my problems. That's 90% of my problems. That's like almost entirely every problem in my life that I have is because right now, is because there's somebody on the internet that just, I don't know them, never met them, don't talk to them, and they're contacting people in Coney Island and in places that I know and getting those people to harass me. Those are all of my problems. I have no problems other than those. And the situation with the stalking guy. I have no other problems. And they created that problem. Workers of inequity. Fam, they work for Satan. I'm not just saying that. You understand? I'm not just saying that, fam. Whether they know it or not. I'm not just saying that. That shit's crazy. You know when you speak positively about a person that you're bringing them praise like that, you're bringing them blessings. Now, if somebody has the Most High hand on their shoulder and they speaking positively about you, that's bringing you blessings. Why in the hell, even if the person don't have the Most High hand on their shoulder, why in the heck would you not want somebody speaking positively about somebody that you love? The power of life and death is in the tongue. Why wouldn't you want somebody speaking positively about somebody you love? Explain that to me. They've been turned over to a reprobate mind. Fam, explain that to me. Explain to me how I could be talking about how this woman is the most precious thing that I believe God has put on this earth. And then the mother come back to me and be like, yo, stop talking negative about my daughter. Explain that to me. Just morning. Man, just explain it to me, because it don't make no sense to me, man. Don't make no sense to me. And y'all seen my life. God is in it. It's obvious that God is in my life. You know, when people speak glowingly about you, especially if they're a person of God, a person that's inside of the body of Christ, they're basically praying for you. So, in essence, her mother was mad because I was praying blessings into her life. Pissed off at me. Probably want me dead. I don't know about the dead part, to be honest with you, but probably do. And just so we could be clear, when have you heard me speak negatively about a female on my page? I can tell you when. Remember back in about 9 years ago when that one girl, that tsunami girl, and me got into a beef? Yeah, 9 years ago. Other than that, when have you heard me say anything negative about a female on this page? Because we don't do that. Maybe I forgot a time. Tell me one. And obviously, we're not talking about celebrities and nothing like that. I'm talking about regular people. Tell me a time that I said anything negative about any women on this channel, with the exception of that T chick. There isn't one. I don't even... Birds. 3 of them just flew over here. Get out of here. Look, 3 of them just flew over here. God is definitely present. They flew right at me. No, please find me somebody else. I don't want to deal with the family. I know what this is. That's not a possibility no more anyway. Find me somebody else. Can we get a car over here so these birds will leave already? Yes, I'm serious. Also notice, I've had females that I've dated before come on this page and tell y'all that I'm a good guy. Bam. That was crazy. Why the fuck was this dude just standing on the corner? I thought he was waiting for a bus or something. The nigga just standing on the corner. He ain't waiting for the bus. What the fuck is that about? Maybe he is waiting for the bus. I don't know. What the fuck is that? Not for it, man. That just on my mind. That shit pissed me off. I don't trust people who, when I go do something good, they turn it and make it look like they try to make it look like I'm doing something bad. I just don't trust you after that. It just is what it is. I don't trust people that do that. That's crazy, yo. I was busy. I was like, yo, this is like the greatest woman. She's so smart. She's so pretty. Nobody in the world is attractive. She's this, she's that. Just saying only positive, great things about her. Just absolutely off the chain. That Mitchell? Yeah. That Mitchell? I knew the lady though. I said what's up to the black kid. The black kid ain't way back to me, but I knew the white lady. See, that's what I'm talking about. This nigga ain't you just on the block? What the fuck is he on the block for? He's probably looking at me the same way. On the block. Maybe that's a boyfriend. So there's two places I film. I film mostly, or if I'm not in front of my house, I film in the basketball, and I film over here for both the same reasons, because the people that lied to these people and got these people mad at me over shit that didn't happen, they're gonna call the police and everybody else to try to get people to come harass me. So like the police over there was saying something to me, but they cool. But I was probably a little loud, I don't know. But and they try to get these police to come out here sometimes and tell me that I gotta be quiet and stuff, but they can't, now that they know that they can't do that. And they call the other police on me too. So I get the police call on me all the time, but I'm not doing nothing. And freedom of speech, people don't even know what the First Amendment is. I'm gonna say something. You know what I want them to start doing? This is real talk. I want them to first make it clear that threatening people is not covered by freedom of speech. We need to make this clear. We need to teach this in school. Because a lot of the bullshit that happened between black people is one black person threatening another black person, and then shit jump off. If we can get our people to stop threatening each other, there will be so fewer problems in our community. That's one. Two, it seems like all of the issues that we're having with other communities get exacerbated because the first thing that black people seem to want to do, as soon as there's, not all black people, but some, as soon as there's like a conflict, is to then start threatening. We have to get that out of our way of behavior. We weren't always like that. You understand? That's not masculine. It's not masculine to constantly be threatening people all the time. That's not masculine. That's a feminine trait. We got to get rid of that. Stop threatening people all the time. Stop, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Just stop it. That's not masculine. I get it. Y'all, a lot of y'all think that shit is masculine. That shit is not masculine, man. Stop it. Stop threatening people. Stop, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Come on in. Just stop. Nah, I'm good. She treated me funny one day. I'm not that guy, man. I'm not that guy to be doing weirdo shit to for no reason. So that lady, she worked in a store around here, and they convinced her to, like, I was like a bum or a derelict or some shit. I don't know. So she just started treating me funny. I ain't talked to her since. That was probably like 2 years ago. I ain't talked to her since. She's forgiven. I don't want to deal with it though. So I'm not. I'm a 100% remember. Now she be looking at me and shit like she want me to holler at her. Now I'm fine. I mean, I didn't want to holler at you to begin with. But even if I did, I'm fine now. I ain't want to holler at her to begin with. Anything y'all want to discuss, put it in the chat. Yeah. Anything y'all want to talk about specifically, put it into the chat. It's the battery life going down a little. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. I'm going to start walking. I think that that's the problem. That's what people like to say. So I'm going to be clear on this because I'm going to express where this is coming from. So no, people like to believe, oh shoot. What's up, fam? We good? You good? People like to believe that if the only way that you forgive them is if you give them that energy back. And I believe that sometimes you gotta just forgive people and never talk to them again. Because a lot of times, the thing that they did to you, they knew what they was doing. They knew what they was doing. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't an accident. They knew exactly what they was doing. It was planned. It was calculated. You know what I'm saying? They spoke to people about helping them do it or whatever the case might be. So I could forgive you for the act, but there's still energy that's involved there that deals with me being taken down. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing that led you to do whatever it is that you did that you shouldn't have did, you're probably still going to do it again. It's your next opportunity. That's a weirdo that used to follow me around. You understand? So I'll forgive somebody, but, you know, especially depending on what it is, I won't deal with you ever again. And it doesn't mean anything to me personally. Let me be honest with you. There's a line in heat, right? Morning. All right. Morning. There's a line in heat. And I think this line is one of the main reasons why right now, why I'm always so nervous to get into a relationship. And I'm being honest with you. I am nervous to be in a relationship, extremely nervous. I'm not nervous about scooping shorty. I'm not nervous about getting with the girl. I'm more nervous about it working out with somebody who I shouldn't be with. Like, that's a concern of mine. You know? Anyway. So anyway, that's a whole nother fear. That would be a whole different conversation. In any regard. So, what this says? Deliberately and intentionally cause a hurt and harm. Exactly. So it's not that I don't believe in forgiving. I forgive. I promise you, I most likely forgave before the person even knew I forgave them. But I am not gonna allow for the thing that they did to keep happening. So I'm gonna give you an example. There was an individual who I don't speak to no more, who I just recently stopped speaking to, right? Probably a couple of months, maybe a year, so, right, but it was recent. And they're constantly trying to get into communications with me all the time, right? So the reason why I'm never gonna talk to them again, this is the best way to put it, besides the thing that they got in the way of, I specifically came to them morning, multiple different times and said, yo, if you keep doing what you're doing, you know, they was doing the thing, and I explained to them, if they keep doing what they're doing, that I'm gonna have to leave this particular thing that I'm at, and I'm not gonna be able to deal with you no more. I'm not gonna be able to talk to you no more. I explained this to them twice. You know? So it could be their decision when I stop going and dealing with their organization. I explained this to them more than twice, but I know for a fact that twice I was so clear. So one of the things that this individual used to do, just so we can be clear, is they would constantly do stuff that I don't want to happen to me. Good morning. They would constantly do stuff that I don't want to happen. Like constantly. It was then they would constantly have little kids come and play tricks and games on me and stuff like that, like in ways that I don't play. And it was reasons why they did this. One of the reasons I think they did this was because they wanted to convince the parents who loved me with their kids and loved me working with their kids that the only way that I could be working with the kids is if he's around because I'm dangerous. So he would constantly send kids around me to try to annoy me, or send kids around me to disrespect me, or something like that. It was like a constant thing. I could call out some of the kids' names. It was only like 3 or 4 kids that he would use. The rest of the kids wouldn't be on that type of time. It was only like 3 or 4 kids that was on that type of time. You understand what I'm saying? I don't talk to them no more. With that being said, so I'm put in a position where, how do you keep forgiving somebody over and over again if they're just going to just do different things, or in many cases the same thing that you had to forgive them for? You understand what I'm saying? I get it. If your brother offends you 70 times in a day, then you forgive him 70 times. That's a fact. I forgive. But that doesn't mean that I have to keep allowing the person to have the opportunity to be doing something that needs forgiving. So that's what I believe. Let's remove that. All right? You can't be trusted with matters of me. You're not trustworthy with matters of me. You're not honest, in my opinion. And you're trying to get people to work against me all the time. So why would I deal with you? So. And I was smart this time, smarter this time. And while things was going on with me and the individual, I would have conversations with people, asking them for guidance that I know that he was go to morning, that I know that he would go to and try to lie to. Like, so I went to some of the people that he would go and like lie to try to get them to come help, like, you know, try to manipulate me. Before I even stopped talking to him, dealing with him at all, I went and I was asking these people for guidance. And the dope part is, in most of those cases, those people just told me to stop dealing with them. Those people literally said, that person's not your friend. So now that individual is going to those people and asking those people to talk to me because I got it wrong. So they have to be friendly to him and be like, yeah, we'll talk. But at the same time, what could they say to me? What could they say to me? Came to you. If I came to you 6-7 times with 6-7 different situations revolving around one person, and it's just a constant thing, and it just never stops and it never ends, and you know me well enough to know that the thing that I'm complaining about is a real, it's not fake. So, yeah. So now those people that he's trying to get to come and trick me into allowing for him to do whatever evil he has planned next, they won't come talk to me about it too tough. Because I've already talked to them about him. Remember, manipulators win when you keep whatever issues y'all have between you and the manipulator. The narcissist is telling everybody about whatever's going on. The narcissist wants to trick you into doing something. They're laying that groundwork 2-3 months before they come talk to you about anything. They laying that groundwork with everybody around you. They're laying that groundwork by saying things to you. They laying that groundwork, fam. Oh, is that the homie? That's the homie. Yeah, they laying that groundwork. I just said what's up to one of the people on the board. At least I think he's still on the board. It's pretty cool. So it was nice with me. I hope he's still on the board. He's always really nice to me, really kind. Yeah, we're about to get up out of here, though. I'm just walking back and forth at this point. Pissed. She fine. I wonder if that's her kid or she's a nanny. Kinda hoping she's a nanny.
Stop.
She fine. Chill, nah, for real though. Anyway, so what we talking about? That's crazy though, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. See, you don't do stuff like that, man, because you don't know what God will do. Like, you don't, like when that lady came and attacked me for saying positive things about her daughter, you don't know what God will do to you when you, like, you don't know how God will react to. Good morning. Chilling. You don't know how God will react to that, man. When you do evil and mean things to somebody that was just being kind, God don't like that type of stuff, man. You don't never know how God is going to react. Later, you have a blessed day also. You never know how God is going to react. When you out here doing, threatening and being cruel and evil to people who's really just being kind. Really not doing anything bad. You don't never know how God is going to react, man. Never know how God is going to react, man. I do a lot of good out here in this world. I dedicate a lot of my time. I sacrifice a lot of my time. I do what I hope is stuff in this world that's benefiting others. I'm just being honest with you. Good morning. I hope with the things that I do benefit others, just so we can be clear. Attacking a guy like that for saying something positive about somebody that you love is crazy. It's crazy. Say you was gonna send the police. Please send them. I would love for you to show the video footage of me saying positive things to the police and explaining to them why this is a reason why I'm doing something bad. Please contact them. I told you that already though. I told you that previously. Remember? I said, please call the police. Immediately, because I didn't do any of the things you accused me of doing. So call them immediately. Matter of fact, you should call them before this live is over. You should have called them at the beginning. Call them immediately. I didn't do any of the things I'm accused of. I would like for the police to investigate this. I'm just being honest. If I could call them to investigate you, I would. That's how much I would like this to be investigated. Okay. Okay. She might be available. Just being honest. Threatening me with the police or something. I'm like, huh? No, call them. Please do. Contact them, send them. Good day. Contact them, send them whatever you think you got. Please do. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The people that lied to you probably showed you a little clip. All that's going to happen is the police is going to see the little clip. They're going to ask to see the couple of minutes before, a couple of minutes after. They're going to get appropriate context, and then they're going to look at you like you're stupid. Because that's called an investigation. The police are not allowed to assume. They got to actually investigate. That's called an investigation. They're going to be looking at you like, are these people stupid? They're going to really be looking at it. I'm telling you what's going to happen. They're going to all go into a separate room and have an entire discussion about whether they should call freaking straitjacket people. They're going to have a whole entire discussion, I promise you. They're going to be like, where's the insults? They're going to be like, where's the slander? Where's the insults? They're going to think something wrong with you. They're going to be like, yo, is this something wrong with her? They're going to then have you go talk to somebody else, and you're going to think you're talking about the case, but they're not really talking about the case. They're going to be probing your mind to see if you need help. I'm telling you, go talk to a police officer. They're gonna tell you that that's similarly what they do when people come in there saying shit that don't make sense. That they think that there's a problem with the person's brain. Watch. Shorty is bad though. I ain't gonna lie. I like him short too. And she got legitimate red hair. And she ain't too pale. Not that I really care. Nice shit. She cute. It's not that I'm single by choice. It's just that I'm not just allowing anybody into my life. That's it. And I don't want to date somebody and then date somebody and then date somebody. I'd rather just find somebody and then we work it out and figure out how to make it work. This whole jumping around from partner to partner thing, I don't care for that. It's not something I care for. I never cared for that. Like, even as a kid, like, I never cared for that. Even like as a young adult, I never cared for that. That was nothing, that's not nothing for me. Like, I had quite a few girlfriends, but the people that were just my girlfriends, I remember the women I lived with. I remember the women that came into my life that I thought about having, you know, is this her? Like, those are the women I remember. I don't remember the ones that was just, you know, and I don't want to have any more of those encounters because I want to meet the woman that's her. I don't want to meet the woman that's her for now. I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in. There's nothing in the world like going to bed with and waking up in the morning next to the same person every day. There's just nothing in the world like that. And that's why you only hear me say about 3 different women named on this page. Sometimes, good day. Sometimes I might add a 4th, but there's only 3 women named that I've ever dated that you really ever hear me say on this page. And that's the reason why. Walk back to the crib. I think I'm gonna come out and play basketball today. I might live stream with the kids today. I don't know. I mean, good day. Chilling. I don't know. I may live stream with the kids today. Good day. I don't know. I may. But I got a couple of things I got to do around the house. I haven't had breakfast yet. I think I'm gonna have another coffee. And I have to like put some real effort towards finding a wife. I don't really put no effort towards it. Because I'm not good at choosing. I think that's more than anything else. I'm not good at choosing women. Like every woman that I've ever been with for any discernible amount of time, like she came to pick me up. I'm just not good at choosing women. I'm just bad at it. I don't know. That is. How y'all doing today? Chilling.
Hi, how are you?
Chilling. Takes a couple laps for me.
I will.
Because I can't swim.
You want to come in? I'll teach you how.
Maybe y'all gonna be here tomorrow?
I might be. If not the weekend.
Excellent. Yes, sir.
You live here, right?
Yeah, I live here.
Yeah, it's in there. I'll teach you how to
I'm
do
also
it.
a content creator. I got 108,000 on YouTube.
Good. That's it. Keep on going.
Ah!
Get $1 million.
Yeah. You know what? I like the way you think. Beautiful Jeep also. My name's Jack. Your name is?
Mike, Jack.
Mike?
Yep.
Yes,
Nice to
Mike.
meet you, Jack.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Whenever I'm here, you want to swim, you come in.
You got it, fam. Appreciate you. Have a blessed day. Man, literally, like, this is just my life. I literally just walk around and just meet people. Like, I don't know no way to explain this. That's why I keep trying to tell you. Y'all people out here that are convinced that y'all gotta hate me and y'all gotta convince everybody to hate me. Everything I do is bad and negative. There's something wrong with y'all. Like, literally, like, this is just really my life. I just walk around. Everybody gets along with me and everybody likes me. How y'all doing today? Like, literally, this is just my life, man. Only people that I don't get along with and the only people that don't like me is hood black people. Literally, that's it. Literally. He just invited me to the beach club, man. In perpetuity. Dang. Little does he know, I could probably walk in there if I felt like it. Anytime I felt like it. Well, Jack. But yeah, I'm easy for me. Friends, everybody friends with me. How you doing? That's why I stopped going to the supermarket. Because they were going in the supermarket and starting arguments with me or making it look like I'm arguing with people and all this other nonsense, trying to make it look like I was the problem when I wasn't nothing. I wasn't doing nothing. So I prayed to God. And I said, please, God, I don't want to have to come to the supermarket no more. And I prayed and I prayed. And then I'm at the pantry. I don't got to go to the supermarket no more. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how active God is in y'all prayers, but God is pretty active in my prayers, man. I just don't pray for much. I pray for other people more than I probably pray for myself. I don't really pray for myself. What do I want? Every time I pray for something and I get the thing that I actually pray for, it's so I don't really pray for much. I don't because my prayers get answered and then I got to deal with Satan. So unless I want to, how you doing today, brother? Chilling. Yeah, so yeah, that's bananas. That's why I just be on whatever I'm on. Not mad at nobody. I'm not upset at nobody, but I don't got to be friends with everybody. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, Shorty walking around the block right now. I think she thick, so I'm kind of slowing up a little. And they got a lot of redheads and a lot of redheads and a lot of what's that other color? I don't know. It's another color that I like it though, but it look red. But it's not red. It's not strawberry blonde either. Anyway, I gotta go. Everybody have a blessed day. Go out there into the world, do something worth doing, and then stamp God's name on it. We might be black with a live later, maybe. I don't know. We just been live and just been talking about crap. We might go live again later. With that being said, salute. I'm out.